Good evening. It is September 22nd, 2020. This is Getting Blown Up in Space in EVE Online, and I am Planethead. Hopefully you can hear me there. I'm talking a little bit quietly. Um, gonna try something new here. Pretty much the same of what I've been doing, but I want to throw in a couple of different things that I've seen. I watch a lot of YouTube, and was thinking it'd be kind of cool to do, try to set up a normal path of things that are happening in Eve from an outsider's point of view. So I thought I'd start off maybe for a little bit, try off each video with just a little bit of news that I've seen, whether it be updates or uh, um, huge kills that were out there, or war stories, or things like that I might have heard over the last day or so. Maybe I read an article off of Eve 24, something like that. Or if I found a really cool video that I can push and shamelessly promote, because I want to point out anything that keeps me interested, not only here but other places. And then after that, maybe something that I learned in the last day or so, or reinforced. And whenever I talk about those things, maybe you guys would have more information about it, or maybe I'm dead wrong. But I'm doing a lot of this, just throwing paint at a wall and seeing what happens. So I'm not reading a whole lot, just kind of living out here. So what I thought I'd do to start off here is just the news section. I am not a show, but I have been keeping an eye on the war that's going on out in the western regions. Um, if you are not an EVE player, you wouldn't know this. If you are an EVE player, you probably do, because it's pretty big. Um, but this is, oh, I need to pull it up here. This is Dotland. This is a site that is made third party, not made by Eve, but they keep this updated. So um, it shows all of the systems in Eve. Anything that is color coded is what I've talked about previously called HiSec. Just outside of that, right in these areas here, um, well, actually right here, and that's still color coded, but parts of it is what's called low sec. And then all the white areas are player controlled areas, except for this. This is our testing area, from what I understand. But most of this, or not all of this, is controlled by players, if not controlled by them owning territorial spots to it, just they roam the areas. Um, Places like the Great Wildlands and Syndicate and are areas where it's mostly controlled by the NPCs, but it acts as if it is nullsec. So the big story over the last 2 months has been the huge war between the largest coalition or group called the Imperium, which lives out in Delve and in Fountain. And I'll just jump in here real quick and show you. Here's Delve, and each one of these blurbs here is a star system, as an example, and Fountain and Aquarius and period basis. From what I've gathered and watched over the last 2 months, they basically controlled all of this, made a ton of money for years now. There's a lot of backstory to that. Whoa, I can never get into it. Uh, a couple other groups up here that are smaller have banded together to try to break up Delph and the Imperium. And these guys are a couple of different coalitions and alliances together who have been trying to force through. And they mostly live in Stain and Catch and Estoria. Recently, this group did take out most of the Fountain region here, destroyed all of the citadels and stations that were owned, and then they vacated and basically allowed the Imperium to come back in and repopulate it, but it will take a very long time for them to get it back. It was almost like the Germans going into Russia or the French going into Russia, but instead of losing their armies there, they pulled out. Um, The main goal, from what I understand, is trying to get to delve here. So they've been slowly trying to whittle down on the outsides. Just recently, um, Aquarius is the big battle part right now going on. The only reason why I bring this up, it kind of made me interested, is because way back when I used to play a long time ago, I was a member of what is called Requiem Eternal. I don't have any ties whatsoever anymore, but I always kind of wondered how they kept doing. Um, they are, if I'm not mistaken, part of the Test Alliance or Coalition, um, or maybe they're affiliated with them. If I'm not mistaken, they live out here in Impasse now. Yep, they live here. But I've been watching, and I noticed that during the war so far, they had not taken any areas until just recently. I don't know the story behind it, but I do know that Requiem now has a couple spots here in Aquarius, which is right on the front lines to delve. If you look here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. There's a lot more involved with this, but just wanted to say, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm not saying I'm against the Imperium or for Requiem. I just old guys used to fly with. A lot of times in this game, I think if you play a lot, you run into different people who switch back and forth to different places. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. So that's my news of the day. I'll probably get better at pointing stuff like this out without rambling. But so just to keep an eye on it, if you ever want to check, this is Dotlan. If you click on the universe button, you can bring up the entire universe, and then you can zoom in on each one of these areas. This is Delve, which is the home of the Imperium, and you can just check things out that way. So the second one today, I was talking to one of my corp mates today, and I've been trying a few things out. I wanted to show you something here. So this is my fit for my Thrasher that I have currently. As always messing around with it. I don't have any guns on it right now, but that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to do or show you. What I wanted to show was the Thrasher itself without any shields. I'm going to just turn that off here. Any bonuses to shields or anything gets 4 hit points per second to its shield defenses that regenerate. And just to give you an idea, I just built my new stabber here, and I'll pull it up, make active. And I was talking to my corp mate about, I was showing him my fit. Again, all my ships are fit with things that I've found out here in space. I really haven't built anything on top of them. Down the road, I'm sure I will, but I'm just having fun right now. But this is the fit for the stabber that I have right now. And he asked me about why I threw on a large shield extender onto it. And what I said to him was a couple of different bonuses, and I was trying to tweak it for what I was trying to do at the time. With doing a Thrasher, you don't have very much shield, both its size or its ability to recharge. So whenever you're trying to kill, and you've seen some of my videos earlier, a clone soldier, which is one of the tougher single guys you fight out in Losec, you need to speed tank it with a destroyer because you can't take the damage that it's dealing. Well, a cruiser is not as fast as a destroyer. So my thought being, okay, I've got to be able to take the damage that he's sending at me, and then I've got to be able to regenerate it. A couple different ways you can do that. One way is to throw a shield that's larger than your ship. Normally you put large items onto large ships, but I threw a large item onto my cruiser here. And what it does is it does a couple things. First off, it gives you a lot more shields. Look here, my shield total is 1840 with it turned off. And if I just throw that on here, it gives me 4,370 hit points. So boom, that's your first bonus. You're more than doubling the shields that you have, more than double the damage that you can take. That with the explosive hardener, I'm taking a lot less damage, and I have larger shields. The second thing that I was looking at here was, if I turn this off, notice how my hit points per second are at 4 hit points per second. If I turn it on here, the larger your shield, and this is just what I've kind of noticed, the more that regenerates per second. It doesn't have a set amount that a shield regenerates each second. It all depends on the side of your shield. So if I threw on a medium shield extender here, my passive shield boost would be less than the 10%. I'm probably thinking 6 or 8. So that is another thing to look at. On the negative side, every time that you increase your shields, you will also increase what's called your signature radius, which is the ability of the other guy to hit you. So looking at the things that I want to kill, if you notice here, when I turn it off, I'm at 100 meters. That's basically my radius that my ship is showing up on their scanners. Whenever I turn the shield on, my radius balloons out to 115 meters, which actually makes it easier for them to hit me. So you can see that easily right there. The big thing here is with a clone soldier that I'm wanting to fight, the clone soldier was hitting me anyway. It was already doing the damage. So I'm not so worried about the amount of damage, that whether or not it can hit me. I'm more worried about how much damage I can take. So there's 3 major ways to tank. There's speed tanking, which is whipping around a guy quickly like I do on my destroyers or my fighters, hoping that they won't hit me. There's shield tanking, which I have this guy on. He's got his shields on the outside, taking the damage, and hopefully he doesn't get through it. And then there's armor tanking. Armor tanking is down here. And let's say you don't want to do your shields, you do your armor on the inside, so the shields take some damage, and then you've got your armor there. The big thing with the difference between the 3 is speed tanking, you take no damage unless you're hit, then you're in trouble. But you're really trying not to get shield damage. Shield tanking constantly is regenerating, and this is where your 10 or your 4 hit points per second are automatically happening. If you armor tank, the major problem with armor tanking is that you have to have an armor repairer on it to keep it going, so you're losing a slot for that. But there are definite bonuses for that, which I'll get into later on. But I just wanted to show, this is a quick one here, as to what we've got there. So that being said, I'll probably get into more of that later on as I learn more about it. If you watch this and know more about it, feel free to pop it up, or you know a website, that'd be cool. What I'm also going to do here is I have scanned down a level 2, let's see here, make active. I've scanned down a level 2 anomaly combat. It's a very weak anomaly, but I can fly a destroyer into it and fight it. So I thought I would go ahead and finish fitting out this destroyer with some long-range cannons. And see if I can go in there and take it out while you guys are watching. So let's just take care of this real quick. I've already got my missile launcher on there. So down. And there we are. We've got a bunch of scouts. Yep, I got 2 280 millimeter scouts and then 2 250 millimeter scouts. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw these on here. And get up and get going. The nice thing, I think I talked in my last video about when you're fighting in an anomaly, you have to keep an eye out for guys coming into the system wanting to blow you up. When you scan down a anomaly, then the only way they can either find you is to scan it down themselves or to combat probe and scan you down. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to do them, safer. You just have to keep an eye out for combat probes or core scanner probes. So I've gone ahead, and this is a really simple, I did a level 1 earlier. I'm just working my way up through these. I want to see what I can do. But I did a level 1 last night. This is a DED, it'll always give you a threat analysis. DED threat assessment of 2 out of 10. And I think the largest ship it will actually allow me to enter. You can't take a battleship into one of these small ones. I think the largest, I couldn't even take my cruiser into it. That's why I'm flying my destroyer here. I just want to try this out. So we're going to go ahead and enter this. Good.
Warp drive active.
like I might have broken my own rule. I shouldn't have warped in at 0. I should have warped in at 10, just like whenever I was doing the sites back in Faction Warfare. Okay, so the first things I'm looking at here are, there's some guns, so I slowly want to make my way toward them and try to take them out at some point. As I'm getting there, because the guns can normally hit you from a long range. Oops. Oh, shoot. Ah, cool. Okay, so let's see if we can take out some of these guys. Sorry, I went into this a little bit, not paying much attention. That was stupid of me. Just gonna whittle my way down as I try to get to these guns. Nice part is these guns, I get to 20 and 18 kilometers from my guns, so I don't have to be real close. Good. Just trying to take these guys out as I'm going along. Alrighty, should be coming up on the guns. I want to take them out. Why do you take the guns out first? Because they are normally the things that can hit you from the largest distance. So, and then my little missile launcher over here is just pinging away at this guy. Sooner or later he'll die. I'm sure I'm not doing this the most efficient way possible. See all that stuff blowing up? It's pretty cool. Give you guys a good visual. Good. The shields are slowly coming down here, so I'm just going to turn the booster on. And let's just keep going through these guys. Oops. Targeted some. That. Okay. Get there. Yeah, these guys aren't really doing hardly anything to me. So I think I'm ready to, we'll see on the, there is another room after this one. We'll see if there's anything to that. Once I get done killing these guys off. Let's go ahead and go toward him. Good, good. Notice nobody's come in system, so I haven't even had to worry about descanning anything. Reload the guns. Alrighty. So almost got everybody killed here. Without mistaken, We're gonna blow this sucker up. Get the loot. It should give me access to the gate here. It's a pretty simple one. The level 1 was even easier yesterday. Keep working my way up to try to get to level 3s. 4s and 5s. I think level 5s you can do with cruisers. Obviously the higher... Isn't that awesome? That's pretty cool. Yep. Tier 3. Alrighty. So we're going to jump through this. I don't know what's on the other side. I have not looked up... Oh, there we go. What I did just now was I saved my spot in my area here. Because once I finish doing this site, the way to zoom back into it, or to get back to it, the only way to get back is if I save a spot there. So what I'm doing is I'm saving my spot so that once I get done running the site, I can then warp back in and get all the loot that's left behind. So, so there's going to be more rooms here. This might take me a little bit. Hopefully, I don't have any issues. There is a cruiser, so it looks like this is getting a little bit tougher. Just target people up here. Die. Ooh, sorry. Die. You get so used to just sitting here on your own, you forget there's a camera on you. Been gone like 15 times so far. I'm trying to get ready. I'm going back to my night shift here soon, so I'm trying to stay up tonight. Let's get ready for that. You don't need to know about that, but good. Then I go back to work. Good. Everything that I'm shooting with here is I'm shooting with long-range guns. They have a obviously a longer distance. They do a little bit less damage, and normally their refire rate is slower too. These guys I'm fighting against are a little bit tougher this time, so I'm going to throw my shield booster on now. And I want to get in on, I want to take these guns out. So any guns that I might come across here. So I might actually have to warp out here in a second. Yeah, well, alright, fine. Be that way. So I just had a guy warp into system. So I want to be a little bit careful. Okay, these guys are getting me into my armor, so I am going to warp out to a safe spot.
Warp drive active.
Don't want to take any chances. I was able to take out that last gun right before I left, so that's cool. Good. I'm going to remove Rex from the system and scan again. So he's got a core scanner, which means if he's trying to scan down relic or data sites, then he's fine. I don't have to worry about it. But he could be trying to scan down combat sites to come after me. So getting out of the way, I was able to do that. I don't have to worry about it so much. And so while I'm sitting at my safe spot, I'll just, if they're using core scanning probes, I don't think they can use combat scanning probes, so I'm pretty much 100% safe here. So what I like to do is actually pull up whoever the guy is, get some quick ideas. He's only lived in an NPC corp for 876 days. Security status is 5.0, which means he probably doesn't do much fighting. Another quick way, there's so many different ways you can look up people, is going into Z kill board. And Up, he left.
The
But another guy
capacitor is
came in his
empty.
system. So we will see what she's a member of the Craftsman. Been around for just over 110 days. And Ambar. Dish. Water. Looks like Z-Killboard might be having issues right now. This is Z-Killboard. Bar. There she is. So this is Ambar. Dangerous, snuggly, 100%, 100%, so it doesn't even fight. So, not worried at all. And they left and said hi to me. That's cool. Alrighty, so, haven't gotten all of my armor back, but I'm not too worried about that. Still got my shields. Let's get back into that anomaly that I was working on. I'm wondering, I don't think the guy that was here earlier that was using the core scanner probes was coming after me.
Active.
But there is a slight chance because there's so many cosmic signatures here. He couldn't have scanned them all down in that short period of time. He may have scanned down the one that I was in, did a directional scan and noticed that I wasn't there anymore and decided I wasn't worth it. Or he may have just been doing something else. I don't know. But that you try to piecemeal what people were trying to do. Good.
Warp drive active.
So we'll get back in here. Oh, Ambar's back. I'll say hi. The other part too is you can go in and notate people. I don't like to do that a whole lot unless I see them a lot or if I have a personal contact because I don't want my notes to get out of date without me knowing. There's some other really cool third-party systems that you can put onto your ship or use to browse. And I will try to find those. I used them a long time ago. Maybe post them up in here. Other ways that you can quickly pull up Z-Killboard to learn information about other players a lot quicker than what I just did. And as anybody knows in Eve, speed and time is important. So she's got a brass buzzard magnet. Not too worried about a magnet. So if a magnet kills my destroyer, all the better to it. Now somebody's going to write in the post that I've killed 15,000. Okay, cool. Wait. Oh. Wait, okay, maybe. I doubt this is going to work. Since I warped off, maybe I must have used my pass to get in there, and now it's not letting me do it the second time. Interesting. So let me just make sure that there isn't one over in this cargo hold. I think that's just junk cargo from when I killed that sentry gun. That's terrible. Shoot. Alright, so I don't think I can actually finish. Yeah, I can't finish this one. Just make sure. Add Rick to watch. And there isn't any other ones. So, well, that's something to learn from. Actually makes this video shorter. So I had gotten a pass key to the second level of this system, but it got blown up, or I warped out after I got to the second level. So I lost the pass key because I used it, and now I don't have access to that level again. Dang it. All right, fine. So, a couple things to learn there. Don't do that. Or at least maybe your ships, maybe I should have done it because then maybe those other guys couldn't have warped in to the second level because they didn't have the passkey, so they would have had to use combat probes to get to me. Okay, so that I did. Maybe knowledge is more important than second level combat site loot. Trust me, it's not that much. I don't think. Hopefully, it's not. So I learned that, and hopefully in the future, I'm trying to remember. There's a I don't know if it's still around. It's a third-party thing called Pirate's Little Helper that helps you to figure out the bad guys a lot faster. I might see if I can download that if it's still available. Like I said, I haven't played this in a while, but if I get that up and running, I'll show it to you guys. Alrighty. Um, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Alrighty. Let me just see here. There we go.